Hello friends, today I'm going to build a raid farm. I've selected this location because it's in the middle of the water, at least 72 blocks from anything spawnable, and I'm near a pillager outpost. I've already gathered up the materials needed. They are in these 3 shockers. I did bring extra building blocks in this one just for a support structure or outside structure so I can build it. And that raid farm's gonna look something like this when we're all finished with it. And I got a little platform over here. There's the door to get in, to go all the way up. So I'm having a total blast with this. This chest down here, this was all from just one raid. So I'm gonna go through it with you again one time. You definitely do wanna wait until raid victory goes away. I didn't do it once. I ended up getting killed by invokers. So you get the raid, you go back up the bubble vader, and you come in here and you wait until raid goes away, then it'll say raid victory, and you have to wait for raid victory to go away. I can hear them all up on top yelling and grunting. The raid victory takes under a minute depending, and then I like to crouch, and then I move forward a little bit, swipe right in between this crack. Okay, raid victory went away, I push the button, they're gonna all start coming down. There they are. And then we'll look and see what we got in our chest. As you can see, it's filling up even more. So once that's done, you can go back in the spot, hit this button, drop back down, and start the raid all over. And then we just repeat the process over and over. So I've already started putting the bed down. You want to make sure your bed, the head of it, is facing south. So I'm going to build a little cell around this. First I'm going to put the composter down right here. And now I'm going to build a box up around, 3 blocks high on each side. So it should look something like this. So I'm going to start putting up some scaffolding. We also want to put in a torch in here. Eventually our villager will go in here. Okay, so over here on the west side, we want to build this platform, the platform in wood. We want to do it at sea level, which is Y level 63. It is 3 by 4 blocks. And then we also want to add in the starting of a bubble vader, which will go right here. I will finish this and then I'll come back to you. So then the starting of our bubble vader should look like this. And then we're going to put a door on. So now we want to build our bubble vader up to Y78. Okay, once we're up to Y78, we want to be facing west, and we want to put 2 blocks out over where your villager house is. Then you want to put a block here, and then we're going to put a chest in here. And we want to add 2 blocks to each side of it. So now we want to add our water. And this is where we're going to fall down from up above and land here safely. So now I'm going to add a room that goes around where the bubble vader is. So it should look similar to this. So we want to make this room 2 blocks high. And then we want to put a roof over it. Like so. So our finished roof should look like this. We want to drop down here and we want to put a door right here. So now that we have our door in, we want to add carpet here so nothing will spawn. Then we want to start building up these walls to level 156. So I just finished the remainder of the blocks up to Y level 156. So next we want to take our water source and we want to put it in the far tunnel. And now we need to go to the bottom and start adding kelp. So I just finished adding the kelp from the very bottom down at sea level all the way up to the top. So now at the bottom of the structure, we want to open the door. We want to break the kelp. And we want to remove this bottom block and add our soulstone, which now should be a bubble vader. It'll take us all the way to the top. Yay! So now that we have our bubble vader, now we can easily drop down here without dying. So now that we've finished the bubble vader, we want to come off of this side, which is the east side, and we want to go down 2 blocks. And we want to be at Y level 54, which we are. Now I'm going to need to remove some of the scaffolding, and I'm going to add some more blocks to make a platform here, and then I'll come back. So we want this path to look like this. It's 10 blocks long by 4 blocks wide. And we're going to add more down to that end. So I added the extension to the end of this path, which looks like this. So now we're going to add some chests right here. One there, one right there. Okay, this is what your finished storage system should look like. You can do the storage system any way you want, but this way works best for me. And you want to make sure you add the 2 hoppers on top, because that's where we're going to start building our spawn platform from. So now you want to add your trapdoors. You want to add one right here. It should open like this. And the other one should go right here and open like that. And then right here in this corner, we're going to put one of our redstone lamps. And we also want to add a button right here. So when we press that button, it opens up both trapdoors. Now we want to start building this area up to make a room. So this upper room should look like this. Should be 2 blocks high and then 5 long. So we're going to make this wall a little bit taller. And then we're going to add a chest. That'll be 3 high. And then we're going to put a roof on that. Now this is what the finished roof looks like. So I added a few more blocks here at the end, these 3. And then we're going to go in and we're going to add our door. Should be like that. We also need to add another redstone lamp right here, which is simple enough, just like that. And we want to add the other button right here. Now we want to add some rails to the sides over here. They're going to be 7 long. So we'll put one there, one there. We'll jump up here. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we want to add some ends to the end of these rails that need to look like this. We need to remove that block. And then we got to do one down at this end. So like that. Now we want to build the exact same rail on the other side of the structure, just like we did over there. So now we have identical rails on each side. This is where we're going to add redstone dust, powered tracks, and minecarts. So this is what it looks like after you've added your power rails and a lever. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now this is where we're going to add 6 minecarts on each side. Okay, you want to place 6 minecarts on each side of the rail. Should look like this. Try not to place them inside each other. If you do place them inside each other, you can just turn it off and turn it back on, and it should settle in to look like this. So one of my videos didn't record, and it was the beginning of this mob shoot. So I'm going to try and explain it now. you want to start by placing 5 blocks down around the 2 hoppers, and you place a fence on top the outside hopper. And then on this side, we want to first place an observer on top, and then we want to place redstone on top of the observer, and you want to alternate back and forth all the way to the top. As we build this up, we want to alternate between observers and redstone, and we want to be adding fencing in between here, and we want to continue this all the way up to level 180. I find it's easier if you can do 2 levels at a time, because that way it's easier to place the observers, and don't forget to place the redstones on top of the observers. Once you make it up to Y level 180, it should look like this, and then you're going to want to put a redstone lamp on top of this observer, and then we're going to want to make a 4x4 platform off of this corner. Our 4x4 platform should look like this. Now we want to build a wall up around this platform, like so, and we want to do this 3 up. So it should look like that, but then we're going to make it 3 high. So when we're finished building this platform, I forgot to mention we're going to leave this wall bare, but it should be 3 high on these walls. And there's going to be a water source in here, which is where all the mobs are going to spawn above. And in this area, we're going to put fence. Before putting in the fence, we also wanted to fill in the area next to the redstone lamps and the observers, so we can add the fence up like this. So it should connect all the way down here. Next, we're going to add some signs and add a water source. You want to place the sign right here next to the observer, and then we're going to drop our water in this corner right here. So that's where all the mobs are going to be pushed to, down that tunnel and into the hopper. Next, we want to grab our redstone circuit from here, and we want to bring it out a little further. It'll look something like that, but I don't think we need this block on the bottom. And we don't need these 2 blocks. Don't need that one, or that one. So now we want to extend these block circuit out like this. We want to add our repeaters down here, 1 there, and 1 there. We want to add some redstone dust on top of this one. And then we want to add 1 redstone torch right under here. After we've completed our circuit up here, we want to continue all the way around with these blocks here until we get back to the circuit again. So when you're finished with the ring, it should look like this. There should be 1 block distance between the outer ring and the room below. Once you completed the ring, you'll want to start adding sticky pistons, and you want them facing outward, of course. And I'm going to continue adding these all the way around, and until I'm done, we're going to put redstone all around our outer ring. I also need to put in a repeater in my redstone because it ran out of juice. So when you're adding this repeater, it goes in the south side corner right here. So when you're finished with the pistons all in the correct position, you want to go ahead and finish filling in this area here. And we want to continue filling in all these blocks all the way around. So once you fill in the rest of the area next to the pistons, you want to create a 4x4 column here. You want to take it 5 up. So now that we've completed our 4x4 5 high column, we want to create another wall around this column, and we want to do a wall that is 2 deep and 5 high, matching that height. So once we've created our 2 wide 5 high outer wall, we want to lay carpet on all this to spawn proof it, because down below is where our raid spawn's going to happen. So once you finish laying carpet, it should look like this, so that nothing can spawn up here except for down there. The next step is to check the rest of the build and make sure it's spawn proof. So I'm currently on top of the kill house next to the minecarts, And I laid carpet up here to spawn proof this. And I'm probably going to use some torches down here, which I already did. And eventually I'll get rid of all the scaffolding and double checking just to make sure everything else is spawn proof. So now that we've completed the build and I've double checked to make sure it's spawn proof, I'm going to go all around and clean up all the extra blocks. I'm going to clean up the stone and the scaffolding and anything else I put down to help build this. Okay, I went south and found a village and picked up this villager right there, brought him over here with the boat, and I turned on the hitboxes so to break the boat without damaging the villager. And I had opened these blocks up here and kind of had to push them in there. And now that I got them in there, I'm going to seal them up and should be good to go to the next step. So I forgot to mention, while I was at the village, I raided it and I got 5 diamonds and all the loot in this shulker box. So I made a few changes. I'm moving these switches down just because it's easier to reach them. And then I have to put carpet on top to make it spawn proof. That way it's a lot easier to reach when you're right here and turn it on. So the next step is to go to a pillager outpost and find the captain and kill the captain and get bad omen. So I just spotted one of the captains that I need to kill for bad omen. I think he's down here. There he is. So I can go and kill him. And get bad omen. Now that I have bad omen, I can take off. So now that I have bad omen, you can see that I have the raid bar. When I go up the bubble vader, then I want to stand right here. Don't want to get too close. We're going to wait for the raid bar to change to raid victory. And then we're going to wait for raid victory to go away. So now we have raid victory. We want to wait until that goes away. And then we're going to press this button. So my raid victory went away. Now I press the button. I can hear them all falling. And I'm going to start swiping. I'm trying to get a little closer so I can get Yay! Go see how much loot we got on that one. Holy smokes, look at all that loot. Loving it. The raid farm is working awesome. I filled up this chest after only doing it 4 or 5 times. So I'm having a total blast with this. This chest down here, this was all from just one raid. So I'm going to go through it with you again one time. You definitely do want to wait until raid victory goes away. I didn't do it once. I ended up getting killed by invokers. So you get the raid, you go back up the bubble vader, and you come in here and you wait right here until raid goes away. Then it'll say raid victory, and you have to wait for raid victory to go away. And I can hear them all up on top. I can hear them grunting. So raid victory takes, I think about a minute, under a minute, depending. And then I like to crouch, and then I move forward a little bit, and I can swipe right in between this crack. Okay, raid victory went away. I push the button. They're gonna all start coming down. And then we'll look and see what we got in our chest. As you can see, it's filling up even more. I really enjoyed building this raid farm. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Have fun. Dad out.